What's up, guys? It's Meow, and I am back with another video. First of all, yes, I don't have my glasses. They're at the eye doctor's getting worked on, getting new lenses. Second of all, no Royal Rumble live reaction stream on Saturday night. I do apologize. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out. Family at the house. Don't have the house myself, so not going to work. Um, we'll see what happens with Elimination Chamber. That being said, here today we have the latest video in the Road to Revenge series, the Royal Rumble. Before we get into that, though, please, if you haven't already, go watch the timeline video I uploaded this morning. It's a long video, but it's relatively comprehensive in terms of showing you how different things are in my booking compared to how real life has gone since basically after WrestleMania of last year up to now. And also make sure to check out the entire series up to this point if you need catching up or if you're new to it. So, with that said, though, let's jump into this. So, a few things I want to get out of the way first. Uh, we do still get NXT Deadline, of course, with the Women's Iron Survivor match. It's the same competitors: Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade, Zoe Stark, Kiana James. Just replace Indy Hartwell with Wendy Chu, and Zoe Stark does turn heel on Nikita Lyons the same way she did IRL after their second loss to Katana Chance and Kaden Carter for the tag titles. Roxanne still wins the Iron Survivor match and will challenge and defeat Miku Satomura, the current NXT champion, or NXT Women's Champion, excuse me, at New Year's Evil. Again, watch the timeline video to understand how we got to that point because there's some stuff I had to add in there on my end. Lyra Valkyria and Stevie Turner's debuts both still happen. Nikia Lyons literally just announced yesterday that unfortunately she suffered a torn ACL and meniscus, so that will apply to the timeline. And now, in terms of my own booking, Shotzi confronts Becky and Bayley over the women's tag titles, basically in the same way how Liv Morgan confronted Damage Control on SmackDown. And of course, Becky and Bayley question Shotzi over who her partner will be for a potential tag match. Tegan Knox makes her big return to WWE and will join Shotzi to face Becky and Bayley with Sasha at ringside at the Royal Rumble. Becky and Bayley getting the win. Bianca Belair comes out of Survivor Series War Games in a bit of confusion after getting the proverbial darkness beaten out of her by Alexa Bliss. Rhea Ripley sees an opportunity and takes advantage, getting Bianca to agree to a Raw Women's title match on Raw late 2022, early 2023, which Rhea wins and will go on to feud with Mia Yim going into the Royal Rumble, winning and defending the Raw Women's title in victory, while Bianca has to enter the Royal Rumble match. And with that now said, we get to the Royal Rumble match portion of the Royal Rumble. Now, Alexa Bliss, the SmackDown Women's Champion, is sitting at ringside watching the match unfold to see who her opponent will be going going into WrestleMania. Bianca Belair will enter the Royal Rumble in the number one spot. She's been the Iron Woman for the last couple of years. Obviously winning in 2021. Last year getting all the way to like the final 4 or 5, relatively speaking. Um, so she's really freaking good, and she can go deep in these Rumble matches. Um, so who comes out at number two? Io Shirai, or rather Io Sky. Now, there's gonna be some bits and pieces where I'm gonna have to explain certain things, and this is gonna be one of them. Now, in real life, we got Io and Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai will pop up in the Rumble later. We'll get to that. But they joined Bayley upon her return at SummerSlam to form Damage Control. But of course, Bayley is with Alexa here, so that doesn't happen. My headcanon is that Io, and remember, there was discussion and reports of her contract potentially coming up for expiration or renewal, and the possibility that she wouldn't renew if Vince was still there. Now, of course, she has been out since NXT Stand and Deliver, I believe, with injury, and then Vince, of course, went away at the time, so Io stuck around. Now, how valid the reports were, I don't exactly remember. I also don't remember if Io called them out or not. But regardless, going off of that idea, Triple H and Io talk, have a meeting. Steph, of course, would be there, and it's agreed that Io's contract will lapse, and Io will go back to Japan so she can to wrestle over there and be with family and whatnot. But that Io will be brought back ahead of the Royal Rumble on a new contract. They just don't have plans for it at the time. And so that happens with a little bit of help from Asuka to keep in touch with Io so that Io doesn't end up going to AEW. So we get Bianca Belair and Io Sky to open up the Royal Rumble for 2023. I think this would be nice. And then Piper Niven comes in at number 3. No, I do not call her Dewdrop. Her name is Piper Niven. Now, she's been out since around NXT Worlds Collide. And if you actually look on the list of WWE personnel page on Wikipedia, she's actually listed as being out with mental health issues. I mentioned this in the timeline video. I do hope she's okay. I hope she's doing well. And I hope to see her back in the ring soon. I have her returning here. And for a good portion of the match, she's she's that brute force in which gets a few eliminations and just kind of like and just roughs people around a good bit. Um, so she goes into it with Bianca and Io, and then Emma makes her return at number 4, going to SmackDown. I should mention also that Io is going to Raw, and Piper goes back to Raw. So most of the people who are returning, they go back to the brand that they were on previously. Any new debuts, I'll mention, as far as where they go. But Emma, who's going to SmackDown, returns. Of course, in real life, she had answered Ronda Rousey's open challenge on SmackDown for the title and lost. Unfortunately for Emma, though, she doesn't last very long in the Royal Rumble match, getting eliminated by Piper Niven relatively quickly. Basically, she just goes after her, and Piper's like, nope, yeet. Sorry, Emma. But hey, glad you're back. Uh, Zelina Vega comes out at number 5 in whatever amazing anime cosplay she can come up with because she's damn good at that shit. Um, Alia makes her turn, or Aaliyah, it's Aaliyah, right? She makes her return at number 6. She's been out with a shoulder injury, though. I did see a report a couple months back that she is cleared. She just doesn't have any creative direction at the moment. Um, but she enters the Royal Rumble match at number 6, and much like Emma did before her, gets eliminated relatively quickly by Bianca Belair. As Bianca gets the first of many eliminations on the night. So Alia gets dumped out. Uh, Candice LeRae comes in at number 7. So we've had 7 entrants, 5 of them remain so far with 2 eliminations. Candice comes in and starts going after Bianca and Io. Piper sort of intercepts her and starts going after her, and then Zelina just is kind of just watching and seeing what happens. Though we do get some interactions between her and Io. At number 8, Melina's back a year after coming in at number 2 and getting eliminated a little earlier than she was originally supposed to in last year's Rumble. She comes in here, hits some of her moves, knocks down Candice, knocks down Zelina, goes after Bianca. Big mistake. Bianca hoofs her out, and that gives Bianca 2 eliminations on the night so far. And Bianca and Melina, the 8th entrant, is out. So 8 down, 3 eliminated, 5 still in the ring, and in at number 9, coming back from her own injury, is Carmella, who goes after, of course, Zelina because they have previous history from their tag team last year. And yeah, so that happens. So the 6 competitors are just going at it with each other. And then at number 10, because once again, the fan time leak or whatever you want to call it doesn't fucking happen in this timeline. So Mandy never gets fired in this timeline. She only gets written out after losing the NXT Women's title after getting swerved by JC Jane in the triple threat match. Again, watch the timeline video. That's where that comes up because you won't find it in any of the other videos because I didn't do a whole lot of NXT discussion unless I needed to. But in the aftermath of all of that, Mandy enters the Royal Rumble at number 10. Now, here's the thing. with Mandy is that Gigi and JC do not appear in the Royal Rumble here. And the reason being is I feel like it'd be better to keep them in NXT for a little while longer. Though, if I do explore it, I will say Gigi and JC will be brought up to the main roster to SmackDown with Mandy after Elimination Chamber. But there's a feud that we're going to get between Mandy and somebody else in this Rumble, and you'll see who when we get to who eliminates her. But now we've got 7 women in the match, and at number 11 is Zia Lee. And she comes in, goes after Io for a little bit, which is really nice. Goes after Zelina as well. And unfortunately, crosses paths with Bianca Belair, who eliminates her because Bianca's determined to eliminate whomever she needs to. She'll get as many eliminations as she needs to, but other people keep getting in the way. So we're 11 entrants in, 4 have been eliminated. We're still at 7 people. Dana Brooke comes in at number 12, and Bianca tries to go after her, but Dana almost pulls off an upset elimination, courtesy of Bianca trying to run at her, and Dana just kind of ducking out of the way. But Bianca saves herself. However, Candice LeRae goes after Dana, and as entrant number 13, Sonya Deville, comes in, not long after, Dana gets dumped over by Candice, the 5th elimination, only to then get eliminated by Io Sky right after. So Io picks up her first elimination, hoofing out Candice LeRae and getting elimination number 6 of the night so far through the Rumble, but Io's first of her own. Um, and we'll get to see if little, Io and Candice feud post Rumble. So we're up to 13 entrants and up to 6 eliminations. So 7 people in the match, and everybody's going at each other. Entrant number 14, Caitlyn. How about that? And I figured, why not? Let's let Caitlyn have a shot at the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's not gonna be an impressive, feat for her. Not feat, but appearance. She's not gonna get any eliminations, but she gets to be there, which is awesome. And then Cora Jade, who's not getting called up to the main roster, crucially, but is here to have some fun. She comes in at number 15. So we're now at 9 competitors in the Rumble. Although Piper hoofs out Carmella to be the 7th elimination. So we're now down to 8. And then Caitlyn, not long after, as the countdown clock goes for whoever comes in at number 16, um, Caitlyn gets eliminated by Io Sky, Io's second elimination of the night. So now, as Tamina comes in at number 16, we're now back down to 7 competitors. Bianca, Io, Piper, Zelina, Mandy, Sonya, Cora. And now Tamina enters at 16, so that actually makes 8. Although, well, let's hold off on that for a moment. So, 8 competitors currently in the ring. Liv Morgan comes in at number 17 to make it 9. And then Scarlett, who's um, starting to wrestle a bit in WWE now, she enters at number 18. So we're now up to about 10 or so. And at this point, Zelina Vega gets Tamina and gets her out. Um, and then after that, Mandy Rose gets eliminated by Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville then gets eliminated by Liv Morgan. And then Mandy and Sonya duke it out on the outside. So some quick eliminations there. Leave it down to Bianca, Io, Piper, Zelina, um, Cora, Liv, and Scarlett, as Asuka now enters at number 19. So we're back up to 8 competitors. And Scarlett, unfortunately, doesn't last much longer as Asuka hits her with some mist. She's not quite back to her Kana character yet, but this is a big sign that that may be coming in the future. She hits Scarlet with Mist, and Scarlet gets eliminated by Asuka. And then Raquel Rodriguez proceeds to come in at number 20. So now, with through 2/3 of the match, we have Bianca, Io, Piper, Zelina, Cora, Liv, Asuka, and now Raquel. Again, back up to 8. With, relatively speaking, everybody going after each other. Bianca and Io have been going at each other for majority of the match, like Bianca did with Alexa in 2020. Um, Zelina has been going after Cora Jade. I think that will be a fun feud in the future when Cora's on the main roster. Not gonna lie. Liv Morgan's been duking it out with Zelina as well. Piper's just kind of just hoofing people around, but not quite eliminating people. Uh, and Asuka's just there looking menacing as fuck. Raquel comes in again at number 20, and she goes after, and her and Piper Niven go at it, and Raquel overpowers Piper to eliminate her as the 13th elimination of the night. Nikki Cross comes in at number 21, and Zelina looks over and is like, "Oh, I'm not dealing with you, you crazy son bitch." Grab, basically, Nikki gets in the ring. Zelina grabs her. They tussle for a minute, and then Zelina somehow manages to power her back over the top, and Nikki is immediately eliminated. And Zelina celebrates in the ring. So, Bianca, Io, Zelina, Cora, Liv, Asuka, and Raquel is where we're at through 21 entrants. As number 22, Chelsea Green, making her return to WWE. Now, reportedly, she's already been signed. They just has not gotten creative plans yet. I have seen some tweet teasers from her and Robert Stone. Potentially, she might be in the Rumble on Saturday. We'll see. But Chelsea Green comes in at number 22. Um, Bianca Belair gets a hold of Cora Jade at this point in time. I actually no. She gets a hold. Well, she does get a hold of Cora Jade, but doesn't quite eliminate her yet. Dakota Kai comes in at number 23. Who will be going to Raw, and then around that time or right after, Bianca knocks Cora over with a little bit of help from Dakota Kai as well, who just immediately runs over and helps Bianca to hoof Cora out. So Cora gets eliminated at 15, doesn't get any eliminations, but does have a relatively great showing against these other competitors and whatnot. And then Io attacks Bianca, and Bianca gets her and finally eliminates her from the match, and making the 16th elimination of the night. Obviously, at this point. So now we're down to Bianca, Zelina, Cora, or no, Cora just got eliminated. Sorry, Liv, Asuka, Raquel, Chelsea, who had just entered, and Dakota, who just entered. Um, with again Io being the 16th elimination of the entire night. And Chelsea doesn't last much longer either, as Raquel takes her out as the 17th overall elimination um, on the night. So Lita comes in at 24, not long, not long after, and Lita, obviously, it's a huge moment, especially for like Dakota and Raquel and Liv to get to share the ring with Lita and whatnot. And of course, Lita does hit a moonsault or two. Indy Hartwell will come in at number 25. So I believe her first Royal Rumble appearance, which is huge. Um, and then we get elimination number 18. Raquel takes out Zelina, unfortunately, but Zelina does last pretty well and gets a couple of eliminations of her own, which is neat. And then Dakota takes out Liv Morgan to make her overall elimination number 19. Naomi comes in. Naomi comes in at number 26. big return for her after being out since SummerSlam, and just goes after and just starts going after people left and right. Um, and then after that, um, we're up to 19 eliminations. Okay, and then after that, Bianca eliminates Indy, so Indy's now out, and then another huge call up, Miku Satomura. Having lost the NXT Women's title to Roxanne Perez at New Year's Evil, Miku goes away for a little bit, but comes back here in the Royal Rumble as the 27th entrant. Meaning, to this point, we have Bianca Belair, um, Asuka, Raquel Rodriguez, Dakota Kai, Lita, Naomi, and Miku currently in the match. And Miku and Asuka meet face to face. Now, this I feel like would be something just absolutely insanely awesome to watch. Miku Satomura and Asuka go at it. And Asuka has another thing amiss on her. She tries to use it, but Miku dodges, and Miku powers Asuka out of the ring as the 21st overall elimination. Lita, subsequently, after Natalya makes her entrance at number 28, and then Lacey Evans at 29, Bianca eliminates Lita for the 22nd overall elimination. And then elimination 23 happens. Dakota finally getting some comeuppance, or I should say Raquel getting some comeuppance, courtesy of Dakota, by Dakota eliminating her, and then immediately after yeeting Lacey Evans out of the ring as well. So eliminations 23 and 24. So as the countdown clock appears one last time, we currently have in the ring Bianca Belair, who's lasted all the way since number one. She is clearly the Iron Woman of the match, obviously. Bianca. um, Dakota Kai, Naomi, Miku Satomura, and Natalya, who enters at number 30, Charlotte Flair. And Alexa is miffed, but she keeps composure because she wants to see how Charlotte does. Well, after Charlotte enters the match, Naomi, not long after, eliminates Dakota Kai as the 25th overall elimination, and then shortly thereafter takes out Natalya as the 26th overall elimination. Which then leads us. So with those two quick eliminations from Naomi, relatively quick, I should say, that leads us to your final four. Charlotte Flair, who's basically just entered the match, she's fresh as fuck. Miku Satomura, how fucking cool would that be? Your Iron Woman, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. Crazy. So, you have two stars from Raw and two from SmackDown, because Miku will be going to Raw here. So, the four of them just sit in the corners, take a breath. Well, Charlotte doesn't really need to, but whatever. She goes along with a bit. And then they just start going at each other and just batter each other. Miku and Bianca have a little meeting before Bianca just kind of gets shoved out of the way by Charlotte, and Charlotte steps up to Miku, and they have a little show of respect before duking it out, and Charlotte takes Miku out of the match and eliminates her, which brings us down to Bianca, Charlotte, and Naomi, and then Naomi gets eliminated by Bianca, her 8th elimination of the night. And looking to make it 9, she goes after Charlotte. 2/3 of the final 3 from the 2021 Royal Rumble, of course, Rhea being the other, and of course, both of them making it deep in last year's Rumble, I believe both being in the final 4. So these two know how to get here. The Iron Woman, Bianca Belair, she looks tired, but she's the EST. She keeps fighting and fighting and fighting through everything. And Charlotte fresh. She's just got in. She hasn't. She's only barely broken a sweat, relatively speaking. Um, though again, Miku just she lays in some stiff strength. I'll tell you that much. So Charlotte and Bianca just go at each other for several minutes. Bianca just keeps powering through every single one of Charlotte's moves. But, but, it's not enough. Charlotte Flair, considering recent reports that she was originally supposed to win the 2021 Royal Rumble over Bianca, um, I swear to God, I'm not booking this coincidentally. This was my plan all along at this point in time. Charlotte Flair eliminates Bianca Belair to win the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble, becoming the first two-time winner of the Rumble match for the women, which at this point in time might be a little too early to have a two-time winner. But then again, Hulk Hogan won like what the fourth and the fifth, like back to back. Shawn Michaels won two of them in the '90s. I mean, Steve Austin's won two of them. Like, come on now. Charlotte wins her second and stares directly at Alexa Bliss after the match, which, by the way, I didn't mention it, but the Women's Royal Rumble is the main event. You can make the argument that obviously the men's one should be, but for the sake of everything, I think it should be the main. I want it to be the main event, and because why not? Um, and it is, and it's awesome. And Charlotte stares at Alexa, staring at the SmackDown Women's title, and knowing she wants Alexa for Mania. So, with all of that out of the way, I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope this Royal Rumble booking didn't fucking suck because again, I've never booked a Royal Rumble before, so I tried my best. Um, but with all that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. I will have Royal Rumble predictions out tomorrow night after SmackDown. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.